Hello and welcome to Penn Jersey Roller Derby's Shenanigans versus the World, here live at the Butthole on a very bright and beautiful Saturday. For today's game, we have the Penn Jersey Roller Derby Shenanigans taking on the World, which is a mashup team comprised of skaters from as far north as Massachusetts to as far south as North Carolina and as far west as Ohio. It looks like it's going to be a great game. In just a couple seconds, I'm going to go ahead and announce the skaters for the teams. I'm going to be your announcer for this live stream, and my name is Special Ed. And skating in black is going to be the World. We have number 100, Dragon Body, from the Cleveland Guardians. We have 13, Kitty Black, skating from Akron Roller Derby. 18, Dr. Dreidel, from the Carolina Wrecking Balls. 26, Kenny Cloudkicker from Mass Maelstrom. 304, Tot, skating from the Pittsburgh. Number 32, Ice Cold, skating from the Carolina Wrecking Balls. Number 41, Wheel E. Ryder, skating from Pittsburgh. We have 440, Bills from the Cleveland Guardians. We have number 47, Mike Honcho, skating from Pittsburgh Roller Villains. We have 5'8", Pancake, also skating from Pittsburgh. Number 6, Dingleberry, skating from Morgantown Roller Vixens. Number 6'6", Hebrew Jammer from Pittsburgh. Number 6'8", KY Jelly from Pittsburgh. Number 9, Pitbull Dozer from Pittsburgh. Number 96, Shaggy from Pittsburgh. And finishing off the roster, we have number 987, Jackson from the Cleveland Guardians. Now skating in red, which is the home team, the Shenanigans and Friends, we have number 109, Cilantro. We have number 11, Numchuck. Number 1701, Spock in Awe. Number 2469, Timmy Twitch. 255, Crash Jammer. 273, Uller. 294, Trashman. 30, Ohm Wrecker. 40, Juke of Hearts. 58, Schuler. 666, Soulless Samurai. 703, Smash Ketchum. 714, Sultan of Sweat. 789, Sneaky Spice. 84, John Doe. And 91, Scrappy Doo. All right, and we're about to begin our first jam of the game. Looks like we're going to have 4-0 Ali for the Shenanigans against 4-7 Mike Honcho for the world. Ali for the Shenanigans breezes through, but Mike Honcho is right on his tail. And that was a quick call off by Ali, picking up 1 point as the Shenanigans blockers were able to trap one of the world's blockers. Next up on the jam line is number 30 Ohm Wrecker going against number 5-2, I believe. I think it's 5-2. 3-2, I'm sorry. Ice Cold from the Carolina Wrecking Balls. Ice Cold is out of the pack as lead jammer. Ohm Wrecker is stuck behind the world's really strong wall. We have Cilantro playing some offense for the Shenanigans. Wonderful knockout done by number 700, Smash Ketchum, bringing the world's jammer all the way back. Looks like we have a star pass by Ohm Wrecker going to Cilantro. Cilantro juking and driving his way through as Ice Cold comes back into the pack looking for some more points. We have number 18, Dr. Dreidels, going to the box with a forearm penalty. Ice Cold calls off that jam, but not after scoring a good 8 points, bringing the score to Shenanigans 1, the world 8. It looks like that we're going to have an official review being called by, looks like the world right now. And it looks like at the end of that official review, the world was not able to overturn the penalty that was called number 18. We're going into the into our next jam with number 9-6, Shaggy, going up against number 1-1, Numchuck from the Shenanigans. Numchuck is out. Numchuck calls that jam, but not after scoring 4 more points for the Shenanigans, bringing the score to the Shenanigans 5, the World 8. Next on the jam line, we have number 26 for the World, which is Kenny Cloudkicker, going against number 273 for the Shenanigans, Uller. We have a multiplayer block being called on the World's number 9. And it looks like the Shenanigans also have a blocker going to the box. But Uller is out first. It's picking up lead jam. Kenny Cloudkicker for the World gets out as Uller is going through the pack. Nice offense done by the Shenanigans, getting Uller through that pack. And the jam is called off. Going into Jam 4, we have 2 of the World's blockers in the box against a full wall of Shenanigans. We have Ali for the Shenanigans going up against Mike Honcho. And Mike is out of the pack. And we're going to take a couple seconds, checking one of our skaters. Always want to make sure that everyone's good and healthy and good to go. Looking at the lineup, it seems like the world is being anchored by the Pittsburgh Blue Streaks. But they have friends from all over, just as we all do, coming as far north as Massachusetts for Mass Maelstrom, to as far south as North Carolina from the Carolina Wrecking Balls. Both teams also have WFTDA representation going on from Akron, from Morgantown, and the Shenanigans have some of their very own She Devils playing on their roster today. And we'll be returning back to roller derby action in just a couple more moments. Just got to make sure that all of our skaters are okay, make sure that the track is safe to skate on, and we'll be right back. And we're going to have a quick warm-up for both teams just to make sure they haven't cooled down too much from the game. And then we'll be back to the live roller derby action here at the Penn, New Jersey Roller Derby Warehouse. And we are back into the roller derby action. We have Ohmwrecker for the Shenanigans going against Ice Cold for the World. Ohmwrecker has picked up lead jam, but had to go behind the pack because of stepping out. Ohm looking to preserve some points and calls off the jam before Ice Cold can get back to the pack to score some points for his own. Score still stands at Shenanigans 9, the World 15. Next up on the jam line, we have Shaggy for the World going up against Numchuck for the Shenanigans. Shaggy zooms on the outside to pick up lead jam. Numchuck making his way out, juking past one last blocker as Shaggy comes into the pack to start his scoring pass. Shaggy picks up 4 points before calling it off, freezing Numchuck at 0. The score now is Shenanigans 9, the World 19. Next up on the jam line, we have Uller for the Shenanigans going up against Mike Honcho for the World. Uller finds a hole on the inside, but is being chased down by Mike Honcho. Uller calls it just before Mike Honcho can get into a scoring position. Great point management there. And we actually have a reunion of jammers going on right now. We have Cilantro for the Shenanigans going up against Kenny Cloudkicker from Mass Maelstrom. Cilantro used to skate for Mass Maelstrom before moving down to Philadelphia. And Cilantro tiptoes and ballerina hops around that apex to get lead jammer. Looks like Kitty Cloudkicker has passed the panty to Dr. Dreidel. Cilantro is at the back of the pack. Breaking away, trying to get a couple points, but he calls it just before Dr. Dreidel can get any points for his own, bringing the Shenanigans up to 11, and the World is still at 19. Ice Cold for the World will be facing off against Ohmwrecker for the Shenanigans. The World has a 4-3 pack advantage. And Ice Cold utilizes that pack advantage to get out, and he is your lead jammer. While Ohmwrecker is still on his initial, battling the World's wall, but they are not making it easy for him. Ice Cold coming in for his second scoring pass, finds a alley on the inside line. As Ohmwrecker goes to the box, it is going to be a power jam for the World. Breezing through that pack for another 4 points. Sultan of Sweat going to the box for a direction of play as Ice Cold calls it off, freezing Ohmwrecker in the box. We're going to have a power start for Shaggy of the World. with one more to beat. Shaggy goes ahead and clutches his lead jam status as Omrecker rejoins the pack. Shaggy is being brought back by Smash Ketchum, meeting the wall. Both jammers fighting it out. And Shaggy gets through for another 4 points. Omrecker still on his initial pass. And KY Jelly for the World is going to the box. And Shaggy gets called on a cut track. There is no lead jam now. It's going to go the full 2 minutes. Full 2 minutes. There was a star pass done to Sneaky Spice. Sneaky Spice cutting through the world's wall to pick up 4 points of her own. Coming back around for another 4 as Shaggy gets released from the box. Shaggy finds his way through as Sneaky Spice is being called up on some exceptional blocking. But she sticks that outside line. Amazing stuff. Picking up all 4 points. Score going into the next jam is Shenanigans 19, the World 43. Looks like we're going to have Numchuck going up against Mike Honcho in this next jam. Numchuck seeing that hole on the inside line, goes ahead and takes it to grab lead jam. Mike Honcho right behind him, about 20 feet behind. The pack is speeding up now. Numchuck gets in, scores 1 point, but not after Mike Honcho also scores his own point. We have Kenny Cloud Kicker for the World going against Uller for the Shenanigans in this next jam. The jam is on. Uller having one more to beat, and he muscles through to grab lead jam as Kenny Cloud Kicker is caught behind a relentless Shenanigans wall, but he gets out about half track behind. Uller's going to go in to try to score some points of his own. Gets through for 4 points and calls it. But not before Cloud Kicker can go ahead and score 1 point of his own. Looks like there's a 20-point differential between the Shenanigans versus 25 versus the World's 45. Next on the jam line, we have Cilantro for the Shenanigans going against Ice Cold for the World. Ice Cold muscles his way through on the inside line, picking up lead jam, and looks like Cilantro is out as well. Another fast pack going on here. And Ice Cold calls it off, picking up looks like he's picking up 1 point there. Correction, no points. It was a 0-0 jam, 0-0 jam. Next up on the jam line, we have Shaggy for the World going up against Numchuck for the Shenanigans. Shenanigans have a 4-3 pack advantage right now. Nunchuck battling it out, has 2 more to beat. But Shaggy go ahead and finds a slight gap on that inside and then hops over the apex. Shaggy's lead jammer, but it looks like both jammers are going ahead and racing it out. A little jammer on jammer action in the top of that apex. And that pack is racing. A nice hop over that apex. Brings the score to 25 for the Shenanigans, 49 for the World. We're going to have Mike Honcho going up against Omrecker for this next jam. 3-3 pack. And Mike Honcho getting lead, but getting knocked out at the top of that apex. Omrecker getting out himself, going in for a scoring pass. And it looks like Mike Honcho is going to gauge it up and then call the jam. 0-0 jam. We have Kenny Cloud Kicker for the World going against Uller for the Shenanigans and Jam 16. As both blockers are released from the box, we have a full pack on both sides, but Kenny Cloud Kicker is able to muscle his way through to grab lead jam as Uller is trapped behind the wall of the world. Uller gets through just at the same time that Kenny Cloud Kicker is returning into the pack on his scoring pass. With a little assistance, he's able to go ahead and pick up 3 points. Calling off the jam before Uller is able to get any points for himself. Next jam we'll see Ice Cole for the World going up against Cilantro for the Shenanigans. The World is starting this jam off with just 2 on the track. And Cilantro just tiptoes right past both of the World's blockers while Ice Cole is being caught up by the Shenanigans right now. Schuler making sure that it's not an easy thing, but Cilantro goes ahead and makes it through the pack just before being called on a cut track. It's going to be a power jam going the full 2 minutes. Ice Cole able to make his way through on the top of that apex. Couple fancy footwork moves. Gets Ice Cold through for another 4 points. Cilantro is back onto the track. Also scoring points at this point. And Cilantro scores 4 for himself. But since this is a power jam, it's going to go the full 2 minutes. Cilantro sneaks through on the outside line, picking up 4 more points. as Ice Cold is being caught up by Scrappy Doo. Cilantro getting called on a penalty just as the jam ends. As the dust settles from that last jam, we're looking at a score of the Shenanigans at 37 and the World at 68. And we have an official timeout. Looks like the official the official timeout was to make a adjustment to the scoreboard, bringing the new score to the Shenanigans 39 versus the World's 68. And we're back in. And it looks like the World will be starting on a power start, and it will be Shaggy. A nice pirouette gets Shaggy out of the pack, and that pirouette has accredited him the lead jammer status. Going into the pack on his first scoring pass, gets past barely being touched for 4 points as Cilantro comes in from the penalty box. The World's Wall not making it easy for Cilantro to get out. But it looks like Shaggy is going to the box. This jam is going to go the full 2 minutes. Cilantro being pulled back. Looking for some assistance there. And there was a successful star pass to Sneaky Spice. Sneaky Spice out of that pack, putting the star on, going in for her scoring passes. Shaggy's out of the box, and he is also racking up some points, getting past 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 of the Shenanigans blockers. Sneaky Spice battling her way through the pack for 4 more points. And as the natural duration of that jam winds down, we're looking at a score of the Shenanigans 43, the World at 78. Nunchuck for Shenanigans going up against Mike Honcho for the world. But Nunchuck being called on a forearm, giving Mike Honcho a chance to pick up lead, what she does. Beautiful apex jump done by Mike Honcho. Mike Honcho through for another 4 points as Nunchuck spins and dips and dives his way through the pack as well. And Mike Honcho calling it off after scoring another 4, freezing the Shenanigans at 0 on that one, bringing the world to 90 with the Shenanigans at 43. We have Kenny Cloud, kicker for the world, going up against Ohm Wrecker for the Shenanigans. The world has a pack advantage of 4 to the Shenanigans 3 right now. But it looks like both walls are not making it easy for the Jammers as they are pushing and grinding down, trying to find a way to get through those walls. Ohm with one more to beat and does. Picks up lead jammer for the Shenanigans, but Kenny Cloudkicker is right on his tail. Kenny going in for his first scoring pass, but gets taken down. Wow. Wow is all I can say. And from the floor, Omrecker calls it off, but he did get his 3 points. And we have Uller as your lead jammer. And Shaggy hopping out of the pack himself, coming in for his scoring pass. Hearing the call off from the bench, Uller calls it, but a little slow on that call, and Shaggy is able to sneak in 1 point. We had Cilantro facing off against Ice Cold in this next jam. Empty penalty box means it's going to be... And we're just going to take a couple seconds while we check on one of our skaters to make sure everything's fine. And we'll be back shortly. And we actually had a official review done by the Shenanigans, um, questioning the egregiousness of the last hit, and it looks like it will be recognized, and the world skater has been removed from the game. Going into our next jam, we have Nunchuck for the Shenanigans going up against Mike Honcho for the World. And we're sitting at 2 minutes and 13 seconds left in this first half. And Numchuck taking advantage of the pack advantage that the Shenanigans had, picking up lead jam. Mike Honcho answering on his own, getting out of that pack, and Numchuck goes back in on his scoring pass, picks up 4 points, calls it off, freezing the world at 0 for that jam. Score is now at Shenanigans 53, the world 91. Up on the jam line next, we have Ohmwrecker for the Shenanigans going up against Kenny Kicker for the world. Multiplayer block being called on one of the world's blockers. Ohmwrecker up against 2 now, not making it easy. They're out of play call, and Ohmwrecker picks up your lead jam. Kenny Cloud Kicker is fighting his way through. The Shenanigans blockers not making it easy, but he gets out. Ohmwrecker on his scoring pass, picking up all 4 of his points. Muscling his way through, looking at the box to figure out what should do, and he calls it before Kenny Cloud Kicker can enter the pack, scoring, bringing the Shenanigans that much closer to the world score of 91. Shenanigans are now at 57. And we have Uller for the Shenanigans going up against Ice Cold for the world. Both jammers muscling their way through, pushing, not finding a seam just yet. Uller is getting taken back by the world, and it looks like Ice Cold is being called on a back block. Uller pushing through, fighting it through, got one more to beat. And he is actually taken out by Dragon Body. Uller back in there, fighting his way through, pick up that lead jam. And he takes his panty off. However, he does not have anyone to pass it to right now because the pivot for the Shenanigans happens to be in the box. Oopsie. The world not making it easy at all, and it looks like Ice Cold coming right out of that box, skating through that pack, but there will not be a lead jam for this jam. Ice Cold picking up 4 points, as there is a star pass done to Sneaky Spice. Sneaky Spice with the saw. But Sneaky Spice being called on a cut track, and he's going to go into the box as the jammer. Ice Cold through for another 4 points. And Ice Cold goes through for another 4 points and calls it off as Sneaky Spice stands at her 10-second mark, freezing Sneaky Spice in the penalty box. That way the world will start off with a power start. And it looks like as we wind down this first half, the Shenanigans bench coach Shira is going to go ahead and call an official review. Hopefully I'll be able to tell you what that's about, but as of right now, I'm not sure. And we are officially going into halftime. And we'll be back to the live derby action in 11 minutes, 40 seconds. And we are back with 1 minute to go until the start of the second half. And we have the teams lining up to begin the second half. Looks like Mike Honcho is going to be starting off with a power start. Sneaky Spice is in the box. Both teams taking the pivot line. And Honcho, like a bat out of heck, jumps that apex, securing his lead jam status. Sneaky Spice sneaking her way through. And Honcho calling off the jam before Sneaky Spice can go in for her first scoring pass. The World picking up 4 points there. Next up, we have Numchuck for the Shenanigans going up against Ice Cold for the World. We have Numchuck up front, muscling his way through the pack, and he establishes lead jam. Ice Cold hopping out of the pack shortly behind him, but enough time for Numchuck to try to get some points. And he gets his 4 points, calls off the jam, freezing Ice Cold. Haha, see what I did there? At 0 for that jam. Score is now 61 Shenanigans, the World 106. Next up on the line, we have Wrecker going against Kenny Cloudkicker. Both teams are going to be operating the beginning of this jam with full packs. Wrecker pushing the pack all the way up to the top of the apex, muscling his way through to establish lead jam. Kenny Cloudkicker still trying to fight his way through at the back of the pack. Gives a nice panty pass to Dr. Dreidel. Wrecker through on his scoring pass for 4 points. Dr. Dreidel able to pick up 1 point on that one. And just a quick ref conference to see what happened. Looks like Omrecker picked up 2 points on that last jam. Next up, we have Uller going against Shaggy. Uller dancing on that inside, picking up lead jam. Shaggy juking his way past Schuler to get out of the pack. Uller getting the cue to keep this jam going, as the Shenanigans are doing a great job holding up Shaggy right now. Looks like we have Dragon Body for the World going to the box. Next jam, we have Cilantro going up against Mike Honcho. We got a timeout being called by the World right now. The timeout is now over. Looking at the track, looks like the Shenanigans actually have pack advantage here, 3-2. We're going to see what happens here. And the jam is on. Slowly finding his way on that inside line, but Mike Honcho is right behind him, chasing him down. They are within feet. And Mike Honcho takes that lead, but Cilantro calls it off before he could score any points. That's a 0-0 jam. Next up, we have Numchuck going up against Ice Cold. Ice Cold being knocked out on the outside of that apex. Numchuck picking up lead jam. Looks like there was a star pass going to Pitbull Dozer. Numchuck calling off that jam after picking up his 4 points, bringing that score a lot closer. The Shenanigans now at 83, the World sitting at 109. And we have Kenny Cloud, kicker for the World, establishing lead jam. And it looks like Omrecker is fighting his way through the pack and is out. but not before Kenny Cloudkicker can go ahead and score 4 points for the World. Ohm coming up on the pack, but not in time because Kenny Cloudkicker just calls the jam. The World trying to keep that nice cushion of a lead that they have. Score is the World 113 against Shenanigans 83. Next on the line, we have Uller skating against that looks like Honcho. Oh, I'm sorry. It was Shaggy. And Shaggy gets through, grabs lead as Uller is caught up. Timmy Twitch not making it easy for Shaggy to get through. And Uller looking for a little bit of help there, trying to get through. He takes off the panty. Hopefully being able to pass. Shaggy is able to make a little bunny hop on that apex. And there was a panty pass to Scrappy Doo. Scrappy Doo taking the start for the first time today. Looks like Shaggy's going to be going to the box. And this jam is going to be going the full 2 minutes as Scrappy Doo is fighting against the World's wall. The Shenanigans going back to offer a little bit of assistance, but getting flattened by Tot from the World. Scrappy gets assistance, finding that inside lane, picking up those 4 points. And Shaggy's back onto the track as Scrappy Doo is looking to get more points and tries to do a little hop, but Tot is like, not today. And Shaggy tries to follow suit, but Timmy Twitch is able to make that tap and make it not happen. On that last jam, the World scored 7 points to the Shenanigans 6. And next on the jam line, we have Cilantro going against Mike Honcho. No one in the box starting this next jam. And Cilantro pushes the World's wall up to the beginning of that apex, grabbing lead jam. And the Shenanigans wall able to stop Mike Honcho from doing his apex jump there, taking him all the way back behind the pack, having a little bit of trouble. And Mike goes ahead and passes the star off to Pit Bulldozer. And Cilantro calling off the jam before Pit Bulldozer is able to pick up any points there. Looks like we're going to be taking a official timeout to check the scores. And the whistle brings us back into the game. We're going to have Ice Cold facing up against, looks like Numchuck there. Numchuck knocking Ice Cold out, but being called on a back block because of it. Looks like Ice Cold is going to be going into this on a power jam. Ice Cold getting lead jam and going through the pack on his first scoring pass, scoring 4 points, going in for his second as Numchuck rejoins the track on his initial. Picking up 3 more points. Ice Cold is going back around. And Numchuck is able to make a small bunny hop over that inside line at the apex to get out. And is now on his scoring pass. But Ice Cold is able to call off the jam before Numchuck can get any points there. And that was a 11-0 jam on that last jam. We have Kenny Cloud Kicker for the World going against Ohmwrecker for the Shenanigans next. Ohmwrecker making his Shenanigans debut here at the Penn Jersey Warehouse. And Ohmwrecker is able to score established lead jammer as Kenny Cloud Kicker has one more to face, and he is out of the pack. Ohmwrecker coming in for his scoring pass now. Looks like he has one. And Ohmwrecker eyeing up the situation, trying to figure out what to do, and is not able to call the jam in time. And Cloud Kicker is able to pick up all 4 points on that last jam. We have Uller up on the jam line next for the Shenanigans. And Shaggy for the World. And that's the start of the jam. Shaggy pushing on that 3-wall, that tripod there, and gets a little bit of assistance. Scrappy not making it easy, but he does establish lead jam as Uller is having a tough time getting through the World's wall. Shaggy getting called on a back block, going to the penalty box, which is going to mean it's going to be a power jam for Uller. Uller finding his way through and is now coming in on his scoring pass. And one more blocker for Uller to beat. And Uller is through, picking up 4 points as Dragon Bodies is being called on a forearm going to the box. Shaggy is out and is going through, picking up 4 points there. And this jam is going to be going the full 2 minutes. Shenanigans doing a very amazing job trying to lock down the World's jammer. Uller has the star off, looking for a pass, and gives it to Schuler. Schuler is now your jammer for the Shenanigans for the first time in this game. Both skaters rushing to rejoin that pack. And at the end of that jam, Schuler is going to pick up a back block penalty as the jammer. Which means the world is going to start off on a power start, and Ice Cold is going to have a good 30 seconds to himself out there on the track. And at the end of that official timeout, we are back into the roller derby action. And Ice Cold will be facing the Shenanigans all by himself with a power start, in which he utilizes and is able to capture lead jammer. And Ice Cold is able to zoom through the pack there with barely a scratch on him. And Ice Cold trying to get in on that inside line. And is being called on the back block there. And he's going to go to the box, which means it's going to be a full 2-minute jam. Schuler out of the box, able to nonchalantly make his way through that pack unnoticed, and he's in there for his scoring pass as he jumps the apex. Pretty sure that was a triple sow cow that he did. You can correct me on that. And that was a 4-4 jam, bringing the score to the Shenanigans at 104, the world at 150.